A year ago, I began hitting the gym, and it has become my favorite hobby. Not only do I look better and feel healthier, but my confidence has also soared. While my girlfriend isn't a fan of working out and has accompanied me to the gym without enjoying it, I've never pressured her. However, I'd love for us to share this hobby and grow together, considering the added benefits of exercise as an aphrodisiac. I follow various fitness influencers on social media platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. While most are male, a notable portion comprises female influencers. My interest isn't driven by physical desire. Rather, I find any muscular physique intriguing, and it introduces me to new workouts that I sometimes incorporate into my routine. During a morning in bed with my girlfriend, I was scrolling through TikTok, and several female fitness influencers showcasing leg routines appeared on my For You page. My girlfriend commented on how impressive their bodies looked, expressing a desire to have a physique like theirs. Misinterpreting this as a potential interest in working out, I suggested she start exercising, focusing on glute and leg exercises to achieve the desired results. I proposed finding a personal trainer or working out together. Surprisingly, my suggestion angered her, and she left the bed, spending the rest of the morning in the living room. When I asked what went wrong, she mentioned feeling bad about her body and later returned to spend the day together after work. I'm left feeling confused, as I don't see where I went wrong and her reaction seems disproportionate. Am I the idiot? Opinions on the situation varied, with some labeling me the idiot for suggesting my girlfriend work out to achieve a certain physique, especially considering we were looking at fitness influencers together. Others pointed out that my girlfriend might be feeling self-conscious about her body, and my response could have come off as insensitive. The debate extended to the broader issue of body image and the role of practical solutions versus validation and reinforcement in such situations. As I navigated the aftermath, I grappled with finding the right balance between honesty and sensitivity in discussions about body image. In the aftermath of the situation, I took some time to reflect on the differing perspectives and the potential impact of my words. I recognize that body image is a sensitive topic for many individuals, and my well-intentioned suggestion might have been interpreted differently than I intended. Approaching the issue with a newfound sensitivity, I initiated an open and honest conversation with my girlfriend. I apologized for any unintentional hurt. My words may have caused and clarified that I value and appreciate her just the way she is. I expressed my eagerness to support her in any way that makes her feel comfortable and confident, whether it involves working out together or pursuing other activities that contribute to her overall well-being. As we talked, she shared her feelings of insecurity about her body, highlighting the pressure she sometimes feels to conform to societal beauty standards. We delved into a deeper understanding of each other's perspectives, and I assured her that my intention was never to make her feel inadequate, but rather to encourage a shared activity that could strengthen our bond. In the days that followed, we decided to explore alternative ways to promote a healthy lifestyle as a couple, focusing on activities that aligned with both our interests. This experience became a turning point in our relationship, fostering better communication and empathy. It also prompted me to reconsider the impact of societal ideals on individual self-esteem and the importance of supporting each other on our respective journeys toward self-improvement. Ultimately, we emerged from this situation with a stronger connection, a deeper understanding of each other's vulnerabilities, and a commitment to embracing and celebrating our unique qualities. The episode served as a valuable lesson in navigating sensitive topics with care and reinforcing the importance of open communication in any relationship. In the serene confines of our suburban haven, recent events had shattered the peace that once enveloped our family. What was meant to be a week of shared laughter and familial bonding turned into a tempest of deception, betrayal, and a shattered Nintendo Switch that bore the scars of an unfolding revenge saga. Our family ensemble included myself, my wife, and our vibrant daughter, Olive, a teenager with a passion for gaming. Joining us for the week were my sister, her husband, and their son, Aiden, a tween whose actions would soon thrust us into a vortex of revenge and retribution. The initial spark to this drama occurred 2 days before their scheduled departure. The echoes of shared meals, laughter, and family anecdotes still resonated when the realization dawned. Olive's treasured Nintendo Switch had vanished. Panic set in, and the entire household became a battleground in the frantic search for the missing console. Alas, our efforts yielded no results, and the mystery of the vanishing Switch deepened. Fast forward to 2 days after their departure, a phone call from my sister became the harbinger of a storm. The revelation, delivered with an apologetic tone, was as shocking as it was infuriating. Aiden, my nephew, had stolen Olive's Switch. The aftermath of his petty revenge was documented in photos, revealing a once pristine gaming console shattered beyond any hope of repair. My sister apologized, but when I asked her to pay me the $350 so I could buy a new one, she said she didn't have the money, I recounted, frustration and disbelief coloring my words. The apology, it seemed, was a meager attempt to mask the gravity of the situation. When confronted with the responsibility of making amends, my sister's financial constraints became a shield, deflecting any semblance of accountability. The sting of betrayal lingered, and as I mulled over the options for retribution, a surprising advocate emerged in the form of Olive. Fueled by a newfound interest in courtroom dramas, she proposed taking the matter to small claims court. The prospect of legal recourse hovered on the periphery of our considerations, and we decided to deliberate before making any irreversible decisions. In the hushed aftermath of our family's departure, my wife and I engaged in a private conversation that laid bare the differing perspectives on justice and retribution. I found myself standing firmly on the grounds of accountability, arguing that my sister and her husband should take responsibility for their son's actions. My wife, however, adopted a more lenient stance, urging us not to succumb to pettiness. We decided to wait before making any drastic decisions. But I can't keep my mind off this, I admitted, the festering resentment refusing to be quelled. The rift between our opinions left an unsettling tension, one that seemed irreconcilable. As days turned into weeks and the wounds of betrayal festered, I found myself grappling with the notion of whether I should escalate the situation. The idea of taking my sister and brother-in-law to small claims court over my daughter's Switch loomed large, a potential avenue for justice in the face of their refusal to acknowledge their son's wrongdoing. The ongoing communication with my sister revealed a pattern of evasion and excuses. Each attempt to discuss the matter was met with claims of financial incapacity or a conveniently busy schedule. The walls of accountability seemed impenetrable, and the frustration grew with each passing day. The narrative shifted to a new chapter, one where Olive's interest in the law collided with our quest for justice. The prospect of small claims court became a beacon, a way to hold my sister and her husband accountable for their son's actions. Olive's fervor for justice mirrored the indignation that festered within me. However, as the days stretched into weeks, my wife's counsel began to weave doubt into my resolve. The internal conflict intensified. Was pursuing legal action an act of justice, or would it be perceived as an overreaction? The knowledge that we had the means to replace the Switch without significant financial strain further complicated the decision. The tension reached a crescendo, prompting me to seek solace in the quiet corners of our home. Amidst the familiar surroundings, the decision weighed heavily on my shoulders. The dichotomy of perspectives within our family became emblematic of a larger question. When does justice veer into the realm of revenge, and at what cost? As the wheels of deliberation turned, a silent consensus emerged within our household. The initial fervor for legal action waned, replaced by a tempered acknowledgement of the familial ties that bound us. The desire for restitution lingered, but the path we chose would take a different course. In a twist of fate, Olive's interest in the law would find a different outlet, not in the courtroom drama she had envisioned, but in a familial resolution that sought understanding over confrontation. The journey toward reconciliation began, fueled by conversations that transcended the boundaries of blame and grievances. The weeks of estrangement had left scars, but the healing process had commenced. Olive, the harbinger of justice, now became a mediator, navigating the delicate threads that connected our family. The shattered switch, once a symbol of betrayal, became a catalyst for a more profound understanding of forgiveness and redemption. In the quiet corners of our home, where familial bonds were forged and tested, a new chapter unfolded. The revenge saga morphed into a tale of resilience, where the pursuit of justice gave way to the intricate dance of forgiveness and understanding. The echoes of a broken switch became a testament to the resilience of familial ties, proving that sometimes the path to justice is paved with empathy rather than retribution.
In the hushed stillness of the night, Sergeant Jake Anderson's home exuded an air of uneasy calm. The ticking of the clock on the wall seemed to amplify the silence, mirroring the turbulence within Jake's mind. His military-trained instincts, honed through years of service, whispered a narrative that churned his stomach with anxiety. Jake's return from duty was unexpected, shrouded in the shadows of deceit. His wife, Grace, and childhood friend, Bucky, became unwitting players in a drama fueled by betrayal. As he navigated the corridors of his home, a sinister atmosphere lingered, overshadowing the joy of reuniting with his son, Jamie. Grace, clad in a nightgown, and Bucky, casually shirtless, were frozen in a scene that Jake perceived as more than mere camaraderie. His instincts, a result of relentless military training, were ablaze with suspicion. A sense of dread crawled under his skin, leaving him restless and haunted by obscene conclusions. Attempting to quell the rising storm within, Jake confronted his wife and friend, only to be met with denial and feigned happiness. Beneath the surface, however, the air crackled with unspoken tension. Bucky, claiming to be in the midst of a divorce and on the brink of departure, offered a story that Jake found difficult to swallow. A discovery in the bathroom shattered the fragile peace. A used condom, a silent witness to indiscretions, became the harbinger of a betrayal too profound to ignore. A decision crystallized in Jake's mind, to humiliate those who had tarnished the sanctity of his home. The next day, as Jamie suffered from severe leg pain, Jake's turmoil intensified. The doctor's request for a prescription unearthed a new layer of deception: Grace's unresponsiveness to calls, and Bucky's conspicuous absence. The threads of Jake's unraveling life wove a tapestry of anger and confusion. As Jamie lay in the hospital bed, Jake decided to confront the shadows haunting his home. A return to the scene of his domestic tragedy, the house, unfolded with the gravity of a military operation. The silence was shattered by his enraged voice, demanding answers from those who had played a role in the desecration of his family. The confrontation reached its crescendo, with accusations and excuses hanging in the air. Grace's feeble attempts to shift blame met Jake's unyielding gaze. His anger, a tempest within, threatened to consume everything in its path. The truth, however, remained elusive. Amid the chaos, Bucky's attempt at camaraderie felt like a cruel joke. His words, urging understanding and empathy, were like salt in Jake's wounds. Behind the facade of friendship, Jake sensed a lurking betrayal. A pact formed in shadows. With Jamie still in the hospital, Jake faced a decision that would redefine the course of his life. The veneer of camaraderie with Bucky threatened to crumble as Jake weighed the cost of loyalty against the corrosive truth. The tension, like a coiled spring, tightened, waiting for release. In a moment of vulnerability, Bucky tapped into the well of their shared history. He urged Jake to understand Grace, to empathize with the struggles of a woman missing her partner. The words, meant to pacify, only fueled Jake's resentment. Beneath the pretense of friendship, a web of lies entangled them all. As Jake nodded, feigning agreement, he harbored a storm within, a resolve to uncover the truth, to unravel the web of deception woven around him. The hospital room, a temporary sanctuary, offered a brief respite, but the battlefield awaited. The days that followed were a symphony of tension, with Jamie's recovery providing a backdrop to the brewing storm. The doctor's inquiries, a prescription forgotten at home, became the catalyst for Jake's return to the house of betrayal. The door swung open, revealing a tableau frozen in time. Grace and Bucky, no longer able to hide behind laughter and camaraderie, faced the wrath of a soldier scorned. The confrontation, raw and unbridled, unfolded like a carefully choreographed military operation. Grace's feeble attempts at explanations crumbled beneath Jake's unwavering gaze. The used condom, a damning piece of evidence, became a talisman in Jake's hands, an instrument of humiliation to be wielded against those who had stained his home. The air, thick with tension, vibrated with the weight of unspoken words. The facade of normalcy shattered, leaving in its wake a reality too painful to confront. Bucky, caught between friendship and guilt, faced the consequences of a choice made in shadows. As the truth spilled out, like a torrent long held back, Jake's anger found its voice. The betrayal, the lies, and the desecration of his home fueled a fire within that demanded retribution. Grace's pleas, Bucky's apologies, all became background noise to the symphony of a soldier's fury. The confrontation ended with a door slamming shut, an echo of finality. Jake, his world fractured but the truth exposed, stood alone amid the wreckage of his life. The battlefield of emotions, strewn with the debris of trust, awaited the slow process of rebuilding. In the aftermath, as Jamie's recovery continued, Jake faced the daunting task of rebuilding his life. The scars of betrayal ran deep, etched into the fabric of his existence. The journey ahead, uncertain and challenging, echoed the resilience instilled in him through years of military service. As the door closed behind him, leaving the echoes of confrontation in its wake, Jake marched forward, a soldier navigating the treacherous terrain of a war zone called life. The shadows of betrayal lingered, but the indomitable spirit of a soldier propelled him toward a future defined by resilience, not regret.